Do you ever feel like breaking down? Do you ever feel out of place? Like somehow you just don't belong?
What's up, Manila? It's Pierre hanging out here saying, what up?
This is who I am and this is what I like. JC Sum and Blink and MXPX rocking my room. This could be the one last chance to make you understand. Yeah, I'd do anything.
Hey, what's up? We are Simple Plan, and guess what? The Get Your Heart On tour is going to the Philippines.
Yeah!
We'll see you in Manila on January 12th, so check out simpleplan.com for all the details.
I'm gonna be iconic. Get away, get away, get away, get away, get away from me.
It's been a long time since we've been here, and it's one of our favorite places in the world, so we're happy to be here. It's going to be a crazy show tomorrow.
I agree with that. It's a lot more fun in the Philippines. Every time we come here, people are so friendly, so nice to us. They're always so welcoming, and it's a great time. It's a big party here. I love it.
And here it goes. I'm just a kid, and life is a nightmare. I'm just a kid. I know that it's not fair.
And now Canadian rock band Simple Plan is still on its Asian tour. A week ago, the four-piece band rocked Manila and Davao as they performed some of their classic hits like Perfect and Welcome to My Life, as well as songs from their sixth studio album, Harder Than It Looks. I got the chance to speak with them before their Philippine shows, and they told me what it was like being back in the country and how they managed to stay active for more than 2 decades in the industry.
I think the greatest thing for us is that even though the pandemic has a lot of, darkness to it and a lot of it was not a great time, for us as a band, it was nice to take a break, but it also gave us a lot of perspective. We've been in a band, since we've been teenagers, and we've always been touring in some sort of way, and to have that taken away really kind of made us appreciate what we had, so I feel like our live show now has more energy. I feel like we're putting more importance into it, and I think that for me, I can only speak for myself, but I just think I appreciate the opportunity to be here more than I did in the past.
What would you say would be your fondest memories of the Philippines? This is like your 4th time or so.
The crowds.
Yeah, the show.
Crowds.
The crowds.
Sure.
The singing.
How loud they were.
Sing.
I mean, it's unbelievable. Like when you compare it to anywhere in the world, I think it's one of the loudest shows we've ever had. And I think even now I have a feeling that, like, we were just talking about how the pandemic influenced how we feel about the shows, but I feel like when we get on stage, we see a different kind of energy from the crowds. Like, they're also realizing just how special it is to go to a show and how they missed it.
It's been super interesting because we've got fans, from the day one, that have been following us.
The hardcore
fans that have been there. And as we were sitting at home waiting during the pandemic, this "I'm Just a Kid" song just basically blew up, on TikTok, and it became
And you
like
guys
a
don't know
crazy
anything
little
about
challenge.
TikTok, right?
Oh, at the time we did not.
We had no idea back then, but now we know a lot about it. We are pros.
Yeah, it's been billions of views for the song, and it has brought like a whole new audience. And I think even beyond just the new people, the young people, it has brought back a lot of people that maybe were fans, but they moved away in their lives and everything, and then now they're realizing, oh my God, those guys are still around, and they start following you. They come to your shows again. They relive their teenage years. So it's been really amazing to see what it does for our crowds.
It seems like the stars have actually realigned itself for Simple Plans. I mean,
It's good karma.
it is. I mean, your sound is actually what's in
Sure.
at the moment,
Yeah, it's crazy.
right? I mean, for you also be able to go your full circle.
Yeah.
I mean, to be so relevant from when you started to now 20 years later, and it's like you guys never left.
Well, they say that, styles come back around. Well, it's nice to be in a band that you're in it for long enough to see the resurgence of a sound, It's like, imagine if bands that were doing disco back in like the 70s that waited long enough and they're still together, like, disco's back!
Yeah, but
that's our experience.
And we're lucky because the style of music that we do, there's something about it, the energy, there's like a youthful feeling to it that it never really goes away. There's an honesty and a heartfeltness about the lyrics and the music that I don't think it will ever go away, because there will always be like new young generation that will kind of be able to relate to this kind of music and this sound. And I think that's why that's what you're seeing now. You're seeing all these new people that are gravitating towards it, and for us, it's just great to still be around and be able to play for them.
I mean, exactly. 20 years after, you guys are still able to put out albums that are so relevant. I mean, to this day, get back on stage, go wild. How does it feel? Okay, I can understand maybe when you guys were in your 20s to get up on stage and go jumping and do all of these things, but now in your 40s, was it like being able to relive the good old days once again, and as yourself, just be a kid again?
Well, that's
Yeah.
the thing, being in a band actually allows you to do that. It brings you such a youthful energy. You're around young people, happy people all the time. So now we just have to work out a little bit, and kind of pace ourselves a little more.
Does the crowd surfing still work? I mean,
It
You
still
still
works.
jump
Oh,
into the
yeah.
crowd.
You're the only one.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
They're able to carry you and doing all of
Well,
those
I
things.
mean,
Stay
that's
slim.
that's the
Stay
one
slim,
thing you
yeah.
have to do when you're in a rock band. You got to stay slim. So I've been doing
Why
that.
do you carry?
You get some scratches here and there, but I think for me, it's like Jeff was saying, it just keeps you young. It keeps me in that spirit. Like I still feel like a teenager. So even though I'm definitely aware and mindful that we're getting older, but we get away with it. We get to be kids again.
What would you say would be your milestones? I mean, 20 years in the industry.
Well, that's a milestone
Yeah.
right there. Just the fact that we're still around 20
Okay.
years later with
All right.
the same band members. That's the thing that I think that
The
we're
release
most
of every
proud of.
the release of every single record is a big milestone because it basically opens up a whole touring cycle. I remember.
I think the time
Yeah.
for me, the 20-year mark of still being here, still making records, still
Right.
playing shows is like it's a big one because not a lot of bands get
They
to
don't.
it. They don't get along enough to be able to enjoy that, or don't create music that's impactful enough that people still want to see them that
Yes.
long. But I mean, you look at I think that combined with the fact that I look at our numbers, I look at how many followers we have on social media, how many listeners we have on our listening platforms. That combined with the 20 years to me is the biggest milestone. We have written some songs that have impacted people oftentimes in their most vulnerable times of their lives. When our first record came out, second record came out, we had songs like Welcome to My Life, I'm Sorry I Can't Be Perfect, I'm Just a Kid, that when our fans were at the age of 10, 15, 16, 18, 20 years old, these were songs that really they hung on to for just their own mental sanity.
Yes.
And I think that sort of connection that you make at that age, if you make it strong enough, you will love that band for the rest of your life. And we happen to be lucky enough to be one of those bands for a lot of people because of those songs, whether it's Untitled, and we have a few of them, Astronaut, there's more that we've done in the past.
It's
so.
always been about the songs for
Yeah.
this band, and when we make a record, that's what matters. It's not about we need to get back on tour to make money. It's no, we make the record until we feel it's the best thing we ever done, and I think that goes a long way, and also how we treat our fans. I think that's a big difference. We still see ourselves as we're the kids that were in the crowd. Somehow we got lucky, we got on stage, but when they meet us, we want them to have a great impression of who we are. We want them to get to know us, and we want them to feel like we care about them because we truly do. We know that they're the reason why we're here.
And speaking of albums, I mean, you guys have just released one, Harder Than It Looks. I mean, of course, this is the tour that you guys are on, and I have read that you guys said this is actually one of your best albums.
I think it's the best one. I think it's, but I mean, it's hard to tell, because I think, we talked about this with someone else earlier, but when you fall in love with a band, whatever time of life you are, especially if you're younger, there's going to be an attachment to that record forever. So a lot of our fans may feel like, I'll never hear a Simple Plan record that I love more than your first or your second or your third, because that's the one I fell in love with. But I think sonically, technically, songwriting-wise, I think the new record is as good, if not better, as anything we've done in the past.
Yeah. I mean, I also like the fact how you had some sort of foresight, considering, you guys wrote this pre-pandemic.
We predicted the pandemic. We did.
Yeah.
Nostradamus.
I mean, you're just you knew what we would feel like before we even felt it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's basically what happened.
Well, I think it's always fun when you're able to write a song and then something happens in the world or whatever, and it completely changes the whole meaning.
We should probably explain what we're talking about to people.
Oh,
who
well, there's
have
a
not
song
heard
called
that.
"Wake Me Up When This Nightmare's
Wake
Over,"
Me Up,
right?
yeah.
There's a song and basically when we had the song, it was all recorded, and then the pandemic happened, and we started to text each other and call each other like, "Oh my God, this is what this is." It's it feels like we wrote about
It
this.
almost felt like too much on the
nose, yeah.
It almost felt like as we were describing that era, that moment.
But it's a sign of a good song. You can take it and it can mean different things. It can be a very personal thing. It can be something that's more like a social thing around the world, and that's why it's kind of cool to see the magic of music. It can take different meanings depending on what's happening in the world.
Thank you guys for being so wonderful. Lovely meeting you, and welcome back.
Tell me we'll be alright. Yeah, wake me up when this nightmare's over. Broken pieces don't last forever. I'm sorry, I can't be perfect.
Wishing I was there for you. I'll be the one you miss the most, but you'll only find my clothes. As time goes by, you'll wonder why I'm alone. Manila, Manila. All right, listen up. I think it's time to change this song because we love Filipinos. We love you, Filipinos. So let's change this song from thank you to salamat. What do you think? What do you think?